any minute now.
I need a loser. I've gotta think of a loser for the end of tonight. He's gotta be weak and he's gotta be gay and he's gotta have no chance in the fight. I need a loser. I gotta think of a loser before we collide. It might be or and it might be too cool and they might be no longer alive. Longer alive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to LoserCast.
Was that a grenade?
Nice.
28 or 29, yes. Tyler Yonke out here setting off what is, I believe, an ICBM in the middle of the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the CIBM.
Did you write Jake Shields' name on that before you opened it?
I don't get the reference. It's just water.
They write people's names on
Oh,
bombs.
yes, I got that.
I'm glad to see that Broseph decided to avoid the pedo Disney cruise, and instead he's cruising in a sea of shit, it looks like.
Yes, I'm in India today.
Yeah.
Yes, I am in India today.
Is that because someone stole your
Yes,
credit card?
Yes.
I thought that was the LP convention. Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
Smells the same.
Yeah.
wonder if it was some Indian libertarian that stole my credit card.
Jesus Christ.
Likely.
Maybe. The Libertarian
Most
Party has
despicable kind.
no problem with theft, so.
Yeah, or shit, as per the acceptance of gay sex and all that. So
Yeah. I mean, I just think Leighton's got to be like at least an honorary loser on the board this week for spending, I think, 10 hours just to get on a flight each way, just to go from Alaska to Grand Rapids to lose an at-large race and to watch the party get lost to a bunch of leftist faggots.
Okay.
Sounds
I got
great.
two things here. Two things I got to address right on the bucket. First one is, technically speaking, they never did the last two rounds of the at-large race. So there's a small possibility in the end I could have gained votes. Secondly, I beat fucking Nick Sarwark. Now, as much as I lost, and as
He's
much
an even
as
bigger
I lost,
loser, yeah.
it gets funnier than even this. Not only did I beat Sarwark, I got 152 delegate votes. I got just shy of 30%. Okay,
That's good. Yeah.
Sarwark. So now I have to be honest here. I did very little prep running for at large, but I knew going into it that I had a little bit of name recognition, and I have to be honest. I went to every fucking state delegation at that convention and met at least one person at each one of those tables that I had interacted with, I had interviewed, they had interviewed me, or I had seen them at previous events. I did a lot of whipping, and it legitimately worked. I got 152 votes in the first round, which was big for me, I thought.
There you go. You got Mises Caucus endorsed, right?
I did get last-minute Mises endorsement. A big part of that was thanks to Austin and a few other people in the party, so big thanks to them. And, I really did think towards the end there I might have had a fucking shot of it. There was a lot of murmurs in the room of things. To be honest with you, the big jump that I didn't see was I got support from Texas because I shouted out Ryan Woodcraft, which was one of their candidates that had gotten elected to a school board. And no one had talked about the guy on stage. And so when I was up there giving my at-large speech...
So you just pander to like the gayest delegation in the whole thing.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, and I agreed with his opinions. He was a good candidate, and they ran him, and he won, and he did good. And
I think
so
the reason Texas gave you all their votes was actually because I retweeted the photo of you making out with that dude at Skankfest. I think that's why it actually happened. I said vote for Leighton. He's the only one that can match the gayness level of the party now.
I do have.
I did actually.
I do have to give a special thanks to Toad, Josh Alofka, Hector Ruse. I saw as I was running a ton of people come out and endorse me for at large, and that was a big. It did feel good to get at least some recognition for some of the shit that I've been doing, you know. But I will say that the biggest recognition was beating Sarwark. So what happened in this whole thing, which kind of got lost in the whole thing, was Sarwark and some other people. I don't know who, because they were cowards and didn't put a logo on the piece of paper. But they went and distributed to every single table at convention a list of people that were going to be pro-infighting and anti-infighting, and who you should vote for at large and not vote for.
They spread clips of this show.
Yeah.
Do not vote for Leighton.
Even making the shit list with big red X's next to my name, I still managed to get almost 30% and still managed to beat Sarwark.
Well, to be fair, Noda beat Sarwark for whatever it was, New Hampshire treasurer or something like that.
Yeah, that was for different. He got 130 votes. I got 152 when they made a motion on the floor to remove anybody from the at-large rounds that got under 150 votes. So I just barely made the cutoff, and Sarwark didn't. Sarwark 5 minutes later comes to the microphone when they start doing balloting for the next round, grabs the mic all cocky and goes, "Mr. Chair, I don't believe I'm on the list." And Michaela had to go, "Yeah, that's because you didn't meet the threshold."
Yeah.
And the whole fucking crowd, including the whole Alaska and Hawaii delegations who know me, started chanting 130. And so, yeah, he was fuming towards the whole end of the thing. Because even though they got all these wins and got Amanda on as VC, which was what I didn't want, he fucking didn't win shit.
Well, VC is some, I don't know, lesbian, genderless chick. I don't even know who this
Vagina
is.
cunt? What is that?
And Amanda and me do not see eye on eye on how to run this party.
No, I would imagine not. But then, of course, Chair is a convicted felon of armed burglary and is also a guy that distributes gay torture porn. So he is likely a pedophile. So that's right in line with what the Libertarian Party,
I'm not going to go as far
is.
I'm not going to go as far as to call the guy that, but I will say this.
Coward.
The guy has a record that I don't support as being up front in the party's chair position. I made this same argument when we were trying to run fucking Mike Tremont as a candidate, and I didn't want him because he was a cop. For the same reasons I don't want people like that as the head of the party.
This guy makes Tremont look really good, though.
I agree with you. Absolutely. I don't want guys who have fucking violent records or have connections to companies that are producing pornography in general, regardless of what kind of porn it is. It's a fucking bad look for the party. And I also want to point out
so Lars Mapstead is out too.
I didn't support Lars, even though I like him as a person and have told him that to his face. I just met Lars at this convention. Me and Lars are cool, but I wouldn't vote for him.
I think he might still follow me. I don't know. He likes me in person. Yeah.
No, he's Lars. If anybody,
because you're his demographic, not for voting, but for porn.
That's
anybody who's hung out with Lars, and is like got to meet him in person, I feel like likes the guy. He is nice. And to be honest, he didn't run a porn company. People get that wrong. He ran a thing
adult
called
friend finder, sorry,
which was basically a Craigslist precursor.
It's a hookup app. Yeah.
He ran Adult Friend Finder.
Yeah, Lars
founded it.
He founded
Dude,
it. Yeah.
I remember my like being 12 years old, and then my being like, dude, you could find girls to have sex with out here.
Yeah.
Like, really? It's like, yeah, you have to be an adult though. And I'm like, all right, that's dumb.
But I said the same thing about MySpace. back then.
Yeah.
So the way everything fleshed out, I mean, as far as winners and
Holy
losers
shit,
at the
that's so
convention was
funny.
kind of how I expected things to go. I mean, I think everybody went into this knowing that there weren't going to be meaningful numbers of the, not even just Mises, but just, in general, right-leaning or non-insane libertarians.
Yeah, it was so bad that the insane faggots swept the board as badly as possible. New Hampshire got
How do insane faggots
disaffiliated.
have that much money? So like, and they have the spare time because they don't have jobs. That's why.
Yeah, New Hampshire got correct.
The New Hampshire.
I could have gone, dude. I don't have a job.
And Kaufman got illegally thrown out as well. Like, there's no reason that he should have been thrown out. He was just speaking at the microphone.
Yeah. So there are two things to kind of peg off there. The first one is the way the party ran this convention, and Nikayla and everybody who was involved.
He sucks. Oh God.
Nikayla.
Nig Kayla.
I've met Nikayla. I've hung out with Nikayla. He's a Florida guy. I like the Florida guys, so I get along with them. I tend to. But
I have them all blocked.
I would tell Nikayla to his face, and at this point,
that's why I thought you were going to Florida, because you're talking about Florida guys before. I was I swear you were going to Florida.
Nikayla.
Florida man, yes.
Yeah.
Nikayla made multiple giant errors in that whole convention. The biggest one being the way that Kaufman was handled the first time he spoke. The states that brought out chickens and decided to make an ass of themselves.
Well, at least that bitch didn't win. The obese chicken wrangler.
But those people,
someone brought out chickens. I don't know any about this. So
a rubber chicken that she was squeaking at like a leftist.
And it wasn't
bitch.
just her. It was there was 5 or 6 people
just
at one
to disrupt
delegation.
Kaufman when he was making his chair speech or whatever.
What should have happened at that point, because I know the bylaws and I know how this should have taken place. The second those people tried to interrupt party proceedings, this was before
execution on site.
This is before business had been opened. So they should have been removed from the venue.
Correct.
Clear and simple.
I agree.
Everybody who's disrupting it should have been removed by the sergeant at arms and the security from the hotel. They should have been allowed back in after business started. Because if business has not started yet, they have no privilege to be there as delegates. They are
point of privilege.
Yeah. So
this is why they needed. This is why they need a Jew running place. So you can, unironically.
Robert's rules, fucking. I hate all that shit. I never want to go to one of those things again. Like, it's fun to get up on stage and piss people off, but that's about it. Like, that was like the only fun that I had, really. I mean, some of the after events are fun and whatever, but like, it's just not enough, dude. And to watch the party just go to hell. So obviously, I think the Libertarian National Party needs to be a loser on the list this week. I don't know if that's going to be your nomination or not, but it could be the honorary one.
I have 2 nominations this week. One was the Libertarian Party, the National Libertarian Party.
New Hampshire won bigly.
And my second loser pick was going to be Nicholas Sarwark.
Right.
But it could also be me.
Very personal.
Either one could fit in that role. So I mean, to kind of wrap things up on the LP shit, because I'm sure I'm going to be going around and talking about this for a while to come. I mean, I did get some benefit out of all of it. I got in contact with some really great guys that were there speaking for pro-Mises, pro-economic stuff. They're going to be helping me out with doing some interviews for the Vogler documentary and things like that. It was a good opportunity to network. I got to meet Austin in person. He's the chair of Hawaii, and I've interacted with him a ton.
I don't trust anybody named Austin, but hopefully this guy's
he was actually way nicer. And the guy plays ukulele everywhere he goes. And
that guy.
He was the guy
I already don't like him.
He was constantly getting yelled at by Steven and the rest and the whole chair because he was walking around playing his ukulele by fucking Sarwark and Karen Ann and to distract them. And so like 4 times they called him dilatory over the microphone. Like,
dude, I should have done that. We should have had
delegation chair.
We should have been the dueling ukuleles. I should have gone brought me.
So I made the comment to him. There was a guy playing harmonica, and if you had been there and he had been there, we could have gotten a whole little troll band going around the convention hall. It would have been great.
Really good look for the party as well. Yeah.
Get a guy on a banjo to threaten to rape him. You know.
It was but yeah, and then afterwards they had that first meeting. That was when I bumped into Ken Molman outside, and
I forgot
I had a
about
little
that guy.
conversation with him, and then went back in. And right as I was going in, they were having the vote, and they voted to not do an investigation and instead to just disaffiliate LPNH. I want to make
Totally
my
illegal, by the way, and they had no reason for doing it, and the reason that they applied could have been applied to a bunch of other affiliates.
So yeah, I actually want to do, and I am serious about this. I want to do a full breakdown of this with a couple different people that know the sort of bylaws and legality of it. So I'd like to get Tyler together with like maybe Hector Ruse and a few other people.
I'm still back on. Did you say you met Hans Molman?
Yes. Yeah, he died five different times during the convention.
But what I'd like to do is I'd like to do an actual breakdown of, because my point of view on this, and I
nice cat.
I think there's going to be a lot of people who share this view.
Nice
with me,
pussy.
is
Good
any
pussy.
way in which they at
Let me
LP
see that
National
pussy.
can justify disaffiliating LPNH could be applied to multiple other affiliates. And
Yes.
the trouble you're going to have for me from a legal point of view or from a bylaws point of view is if you're not applying that to all those other affiliates and you're only applying it to LPNH, well, then that doesn't seem very true to the letter of the bylaws or to your own, fiduciary duty, because the way that the LP claims to be running itself almost like a business, well, if you're severing ties with LPNH, which is cutting off a donor stack and cutting off a voting block in the party,
the affiliate that has the biggest following and the
boldest
messaging.
So that's going to get kind of tricky from a your duties to the party point of view. So I'm
and
very
has the highest what do we want to call it? Like LPNH, based on their state's population, they have the highest membership rate,
like per capita. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we know that libertarians love per capita.
Yes.
So it's going to be really interesting to see legally how this all fleshes out. Now, obviously, there's an appeals process. Jesus. So LPNH gets to appeal this to the JC and to all these people.
Jesus Christ himself.
But I think
he's
most
in the chat right now.
I know JC's in the chat.
It's JC in the chat. He gets to make the determination.
But I think most
Shout
people
out my homeboy
believe
Jesus Christ.
That because the JC's stacked mostly with their people anyway, that they're going to vote to uphold it, which means it's going to become a lawsuit. And it's going to become a lawsuit over, I guess, the copyright or the rights to use the party's image or however LP wants to phrase that. But they're
going to lose, dude.
Winning those. So,
LP National's going to lose that. And it's going to be glorious, and we can put them in the loser category again that week.
Well, yeah, I'd argue that again, it's going to come down to, well, are you applying these bylaws against all the affiliates, or are you using this as a form of favoritism? Which, in my opinion, they are, because I mean, somebody pointed out immediately, well, didn't Colorado endorse RFK?
Yes.
So why didn't you disaffiliate Colorado?
And that was when Colorado was like being based, and now they're really not.
Right, but it doesn't really matter. They still did it, and they didn't get disciplined for it.
Correct.
So you have to, like, for the bylaws to work, you have to apply them across the board. Otherwise, legally, you're in hell, because you can't go in, for at least in my opinion, it's going to be hard to go into a court and say, yeah, we decided what they did was wrong, but these other 12 times these other people did it in the last 8 months, we decided, nah, they're fine. It's like, that's not going to seem kosher to anybody. So I just, it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. And if LP National loses, well, then they lose the ability really to discipline much of the affiliates in the way that they want to. And so I think it's going to be interesting. I also think that LPNH has the opportunity to get some forms of discovery. And because this is going to be involving the people who voted in this new board, that's going to include discovery that I would assume would include messages, for instance, with Amanda Griffith and the new chair, and what they were talking about behind closed doors in regards to this vote beforehand.
They're going to be
which would be interesting to see
if that happens.
Yeah. And I can't imagine would sound good on paper if you read it out loud. because I'm sure these people were all working behind closed doors and talking to each other, and all of that, from my view, would be fair in discovery. So you'd get that, you know.
Yeah, and then there was also that other incident that happened with the
The
insane
slappening.
leftist psycho shit that whatever that woman was who stole like LPNH's shit, and then the slappening. Yeah, I think she deserved it. Sorry.
So that has been coined the slappening by Josh Alofka. I want to give him credit for that. He came up with that name on the floor.
It's a good name.
We're only going to now live in post-slappening and pre-slappening.
You know, like the only argument against it is like a commie argument, like, oh, you have all these copies of your pamphlet out or whatever. That's for anybody to take, so that means that one person could take all of them just for the explicit purpose of throwing them all in the garbage. No,
so, yeah, a few things that have been fuzzy here. I saw the table, so I know the New Hampshire table this stuff was at. There is camera footage from the.
Could you set up what's happening?
Yeah,
so
I
don't
will.
know what happened.
One
okay,
second.
All right.
So Swampcast guys got footage of this. They just got footage post slap, so they heard the commotion, ran over, and got footage. What apparently happened is earlier the day before, New Hampshire had signage stolen from them.
Yes.
So that had happened. That had already taken place. They didn't know who did it. And as a result of that, they were putting somebody at the table or around the table whenever business was going on to watch shit that was there. Okay.
Right. So they put their Heil Hitler guy there, which is a good move.
Well, this is where things get weird. So apparently somebody else was put at that table. That guy went to go run in to do business, and he sent out the other dude to go watch stuff. By the time the other dude got out, he went and used the bathroom, came out from using the bathroom, saw girls standing there taking the magazines.
Oh, so she did it when nobody was at the table. And she got caught.
So you
dumb bitch.
She got caught fat-handed.
She was taking magazines.
She is fat, actually, yes.
And
good.
How'd you
Great
know?
intuition.
Not as fat as Chicken Lady, but still fat.
Retarded liver.
Eat them or what?
Well, the magazines were not
free food. Oh.
The magazines were for sale.
Wait, what?
And so the magazines were not free; they were for sale.
So this is an even bigger lie that they're telling.
So she went up, took these things, put them. Now this gets fuzzy. She either put them directly in the trash or she put them in her bag. One way or another, that's theft. And
it
so
is. Yeah.
The problem we ran into. And this is
called the police immediately.
I was sitting at the delegation table when everybody brought this onto the floor and goes, we want to disaffiliate this guy and remove him as a delegate because he just slapped somebody outside. Well, I immediately turn around to my table and I go, what the fuck is going on here? Because like, A, what the fuck's going on? But B, no one knows what happened. You just came in basically on the mic and said this guy hit somebody, so we got to disaffiliate him, and they tried to have a vote right then and there. So then I got up from the table, went and ran out
to
the floor.
Well, no, they wound up calling the cops on him. If I
well, no, he got taken off by the cops. He then
publicly
came
execute these
inside
women
with an ice pack on her face and was walking around.
She's playing it up. It was a slap. Like, you were stealing shit. You got slapped. You deserved it. You bitch.
Personally,
that's the non-aggression principle in practice.
And
that should have been an object lesson for everyone.
It's defensive violence. You cannot allow behavior like that. Nope.
Well, I stopped and talked to Brian McWilliams.
She should have been revenge raped.
The hallway.
Brian McWilliams, yes. Love that guy.
I stopped to talk to Brian, and I told him, I said, what's the fuck's going on here? Because he was apparently outside or something when this stuff started going on. And so he kind of explained the situation a little bit. And I said, well, wait a minute. So didn't they both violate the nap then? And he goes, well, yeah, technically. I said, so then wouldn't the correct thing to have just done would to be bring both their names onto the floor and just fucking remove both of them at the same time?
Yeah, that would be more appropriate than removing just the guy that was
him. Yeah, that was.
But he was acting in defense. It's just it comes down to.
But here's the thing:
it comes down to proportionality.
Yeah, you get into this proportionality argument where you're like, okay, well, could you have taken the stuff or got some security? Did you have to fucking slap her?
I think she needed it, to be honest.
I'm not I wasn't there for that part of it. I don't
Me
know what
neither.
she was doing.
Just
Apparently,
hearing
there
the
was
story, it
security
sounds like
footage.
she does.
Yeah.
You know?
Which
I don't know
this-
these people. It just sounds like that she needed to be slapped.
Yes.
That's what gets even more screwy is that apparently, and this is what Kaufman tried to bring to the microphones that got him removed, was that he said there was video footage and security footage that the National had seen of this woman stealing the stuff and the slap happening, and that wasn't played or addressed.
Yeah, I
And
saw
so
some
Kaufman-
pictures they had of her like running away with the signage or
Mhm.
whatever. I think is what I saw, but I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, apparently there's
Any nude
full-on
photos?
security footage that was
No,
there.
but who would
from
want
the
to see
event.
that?
And it has not been released yet. But I would assume that Kaufman and New Hampshire will probably release it if they have it or can get it.
Yeah, because it's probably gonna vindicate them.
Well, I think in general, Kaufman came out of things. Everybody says, well, he looked like shit. But the truth is Kaufman went around and had conversations with a lot of people at that convention, including people like my whole table and stuff, and came and introduced himself to all the Alaska people. He couldn't have been nicer to everybody. Yeah, he went up there and gave a fiery speech, but I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, so
good.
did
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so did other people. There was, we also had another person running for chair with Gnome that went up there and gave a pretty fiery speech too in regards to calling people out. And so they to be honest with you, I thought Kaufman's speeches all kind of went well because for the most part, what he's saying is technically accurate. People
Yes.
do need to pull their head out of their ass and do better. And New Hampshire is winning in most of those ways that people want to be doing.
Yep.
So it frustrates me that New Hampshire's been disaffiliated, but I think people can take solace in understanding that this is not going to stick, and I have a feeling this whole thing is opening up a bag of worms. It's going to
The party is
all over
really going to hell, though. They are not going to be doing anything useful for.
Doesn't sound like
Well,
a very fun party.
Not that they
to
ever
me.
have, but yeah.
No.
Well, they have done something really dumb because by not letting in any of their opposition and not making a mixed board, they have handed people like myself, Ben Weir, Hector Ruse, Josh Halofka, the people that actually
Yeah.
can do some heavy
Oh, yeah,
lifting.
Ben
in
Weir's
this movement.
he had enough votes initially to get his dress code passed,
Yeah.
and then multiple people like blew it off basically and
Yeah.
wound up not passing. That's some
I
bullshit.
promise you that by 2028, there will be a movement to take all this shit back over again. And the only reason that movement's going to exist is because these fucking idiots did what they did at this convention. So I want to make that completely clear. If it isn't one of those people, it will be fucking me. and
All right.
they're not.
I don't think I want to be a part of it. So
It's
That's
just going to
fine.
be walking in there in a Nazi uniform.
yeah, I don't know. I'm done with that whole
They're a
shit
bunch
show.
of-
I think it's just give it to the losers. It's never going to be a useful thing. So even though I'm a lifetime member, I'm an idiot.
I am of a different opinion. I do think this
I know.
party is an important thing to exist. I just think it's too fucking young to be treated like a serious political party that can run major candidates. It does not have the roots planted in the same way that Democrats and Republicans do. And we have to be educating and changing culture to make the party successful. These people are incapable of that. And so
I
we need
agree.
to do everything we can to get rid of them.
Yes.
By any means necessary.
All right. What
All right.
who won last week's loser? That's first
So,
up, I think. Or do we need to
that's-
still poll people?
That's kind of a tough one because I was on the plane and expected to have internet. So the plan was to go and get the polls and everything set up while I was on the plane. Then I
Yeah.
got on a delayed flight for United and they let everybody know that we had no Wi-Fi.
Oh.
I have no poll for last week right now. So I am going to be posting 2 of them. We're going to run them on Twitter and on the next live show. So they're going to have
All right. So we'll have
maximum
last
vote.
week's poll. I already forget. My
I will go get them.
submission was horrible. Mine was that grill
Yeah.
bitch.
I forgot what mine was.
I remember that one. So I will go gather those up. We'll put them up, and they'll get enough votes that it'll count. I just didn't. I couldn't. It was fun.
I have a much better selection today. So
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start with Toad then.
All right, I had two possibilities because there was one that just came up, but I don't know enough information about it yet because it just came out. So that one I might use next week maybe. But what I'm going to use is, I forget what this woman's name is. Anita Taylor, is that her name? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Here's the article, and then I also have a 1-minute video.
So let me tell you, just as a side note, I get bored when I'm sitting in the airport and I need something to fucking read. And so I open up Twitter and I'm scrolling through it, and this story comes across my feed. Fuck me.
Yeah. So if people don't know, this was an incident that happened a few weeks ago at a Tim Hortons in Indiana. This 75-year-old obese black woman had some sort of issue with her drive-through order. She came into the store, started berating a 17-year-old, I believe, female employee, a 20-year-old employee who I think is like a supervisor, another female, decided to, try to like intervene basically and told her to leave. At least that's what it looks like on the video, which of course she did not do. The 20-year-old, I mean, of course the black people are like George Floyding this whole thing. And, they're, this woman's a victim because the supervisor chick touched her first, but what she was doing is like holding her at arm's length, like to get between her and the 17-year-old. And then that woman, the black woman, like shoved her in the face. Then the 20-year-old supervisor, then the fight ensued. Basically, she struck back at her. They both landed on the floor, but the fight kept going because the black woman ripped out a chunk of the woman's hair. And then finally the fight ended.
Fuck.
And
75 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's picking fights like this. And she has congestive heart failure, or had congestive heart failure. So she still didn't leave the store. She took a seat in the store and started using her cell phone. And she was just doing whatever. Then, still wouldn't leave. And then like a little while later, she collapsed and died.
Yeah, so I'll play this video here.
And by the way, the employees, when she collapsed, the employees that she was just fighting with were trying to help her at that point.
Of course.
But her heart failed. So, if you're a 75-year-old with congestive heart failure, do you think you should be...
To the Tim Hortons on Iceway just after 8 a.m. Wednesday morning for what investigators describe as an altercation involving a reported battery. According to police, the elderly woman involved became unresponsive before officers were able to obtain a statement from her. She was taken to a hospital where she was later pronounced dead. Family members have identified the woman online as 75-year-old Anita Grayson. This weekend, a video
that was her punching
from an
the
account
employee.
appearing to belong to Grayson's daughter. The footage appears to show a verbal confrontation between Grayson and an employee behind the counter before that employee comes around the counter and repeatedly strikes Grayson, knocking her to the ground. That video has now
Anita
been
Grayson
shared
is her
more
name,
than
sorry.
1,000 times with hundreds of comments, sparking outrage and calls for answers from the community.
What answers? She chimped out. She chipped out. She brought it on herself. That's all there is to it. Oh, and so
that is, I mean,
so now you have a bunch of people. Her family is suing Tim Hortons now, and they're being represented by Crump, the George Floyd attorney or whatever. It's such fucking bullshit, and the divide is like completely racial for the most part. It's all so ridiculous, dude. And the
What's
state
wild is it doesn't look like the chick who beat her up was even white. That woman looks like she might even be Latino too.
Yeah, I don't know if she is. Her name has not been released, I don't think. But the state did not press charges, so that's one. The state.
Oh wow! So they even said this is.
Yeah, the state of Indiana looked at it and like obviously they felt like they did not have a case. So the lawsuit that's happening is a private lawsuit.
civil suit.
Civil suit. Yeah. That.
Yeah, it's like private.
Civil. Sorry, civil.
Private arbitration. Give me fucking money, bitch.
Also, Tim Hortons. Yeah, why are they in the U.S.?
They're probably suing
they're
for wrongful
Canadian.
death, is what they're suing for. Would be my guess. But even like wrongful death, you're like, well, but it's in pursuit of a self-defense.
Well, yeah,
Wait,
but
hold on.
Tim Hortons is going to settle though, so this type of behavior is still
Right.
going to happen. Like,
Biggest loser here is Tim Hortons because they're a Canadian company who moved to America and then immediately got attacked by black people.
oh yeah, endless,
Good point.
endless chimping is what this is.
I kind of agree with Brosen.
Like,
I
oh
think
fuck!
should
Oh
be
no!
more-
Why did we do this?
No, my loser is the woman, Anita Grayson. I said Taylor. I think it's Grayson, whatever the fuck her name is. We can
Okay,
figure it
I
out.
like that pick for sure. That is a good one.
Imagine getting so pissed you die.
Imagine being so
I mean,
fucking
that's gonna-
angry, your heart just goes, "Fuck you, I'm out."
That's probably gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
either gonna be that or my intestines.
Yeah,
One
well,
of the
she has
two are gonna
congestive
give out.
heart failure. You got to think her doctors were like, "You need to lose weight. You need to not chimp out at a Tim Hortons." Like,
A doctor prescribing. All right, less chimping.
yes.
Well, I also
Maybe
love
not
the-
none, but just less.
Yeah, she
I
goes for a physical. How much chimping have you done?
You need to titrate your chimping.
It's completely missed on the media too that she had this while having a heart condition, and she's at a fucking coffee shop.
I mean, here's-
Oh, yeah, we don't know if she actually got coffee, but
Like,
it's probably likely. It's likely, or
Like,
You have a heart condition, you're like, you know what though? I really need that grande fucking latte.
well, it's either going to be coffee or something with sugar in it, right? Like, what else do you get at a Tim
It can't be
Hortons?
good.
like my grandma died. I think she was 72 to 75, somewhere around there, and she had congestive heart failure as well. She was, in a wheelchair because she had congestive heart failure. She would, she followed the advice of her doctor because she had congestive heart failure.
Yeah,
She wasn't going around just getting fast food because she had congestive heart failure.
Heart failure.
My grandfather had it too. He lived to be in his 80s.
Yeah.
And either congestive heart failure or his wife took him out. I'm not sure which.
Probably both.
Well, his wife, that was her third husband that died mysteriously. So,
Oh well, shit.
if you want to call it mysterious, and she took all of his money.
Oh.
That was
All
his second wife. We all hated her. She's dead now too.
All that,
But
I think they refer to that as a black widow.
Yeah, my family actually orchestrated a
Was she
heist.
black, though?
No, she was white. My family orchestrated like a heist at their house at one point to try to get like documentation to try to like get my grandfather his money back. It didn't work though because he had already signed it over. Like, oh no, he was not a very smart man. Unfortunately, he got taken advantage of.
Was he the
Oh,
Swedish one?
I do have to share this.
Swedish, yeah.
This is
Yeah,
my
Swedes-
favorite
Swedes are
image from
trusting.
the entire convention. So, O'Donnell was taking photos the whole convention, and he got a photo of fucking of Austin Martin staring at Sarwark.
That's
with
a
the most
meme.
loving eyes. It's just the face he's making is it's the perfect image.
Yeah, why does Sarwark have fucking sideburns like he's a Civil War general? What is he?
General Burnside.
General
Yeah.
Burnside.
This was my somebody posted a fucking perfect meme of this though. Somebody put the red glasses on Austin Martin and it says, "What kind of libertarian are you?" I was like, that's fucking perfect.
Oh, I mean, this is the new like find somebody that looks at you the way that
Yeah,
Austin
find
is looking at
somebody-
Nick.
The way that Austin's looking at Nick is a perfect fucking way of that meme was perfect. And then apparently Justin took photos of me on stage, so I'm waiting for him to post up all the photos he took because I want to try to use those for my social medias and stuff. I believe I have it clipped. I have my speech clipped. I don't know if you guys saw my thing.
No, because then I would have nominated you as the loser.
No, yeah, I have not seen it. I saw
Doing the horse-
Kaufman's.
Kaufman's was good. Well, Kaufman's was for a different thing because he gets more time.
Yeah.
Of course, cocksuckers went and pushed. It was supposed to be a 2-minute acceptance speech that we're supposed to get. Right before we went on stage, they moved to make it 1 minute. So they cut it from 2 minutes to 1 minute. So I had to take the 2 minutes I'd written and then literally in like a couple minutes time make it like half as short.
I think for president, I think we got like 15. Yeah. I think I only took like 7 or so, but yeah.
Oh,
My speech is up there from 2024, man. C-SPAN put it out and they doxed me, those fucking assholes.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They put my full name with Toad as the nickname in quotes.
No shit. Oh, no shit. They didn't do that with
So I'm on
fucking
C-SPAN. I didn't even get fired over any. Nobody at my work even like knew at that point. Nobody watches the Libertarian Convention. Nobody ever knew that I ran for president. Like I didn't come back and people were like, "Hey, we just saw you on C-SPAN running for president." That didn't happen at all. It was like, "Hey, we saw you playing Heil Hitler. See ya."
Yeah, imagine your surprise.
Well, are you just saying maybe you should have used that as a campaign technique?
Complex.
Maybe.
It takes up so much of our effort. More important, policy.
Is that Pat Ford?
Thank you.
Yes, that's Pat Ford.
I like Pat.
He's great. He's such a nice guy. We were having drinks with him that night.
Layton, you look very slim. I see why you put Pat up in front of
My
you.
name is Lee Randner. I've run for office twice.
Double.
Come on, you're a broadcaster.
My name is Leighton Radner. I've run for office in Alaska twice. I believe National needs to focus more on our rural areas, especially. I believe those areas need support from National to get actual, real, winnable elections done. I think we need more people like Ryan Woodcraft. We need more people like all the people I've met at this convention and other conventions in the past. We have winnable races that can be won. I believe I can help get those actual victories. Thank you.
Wow, they really didn't give you that much time.
Yeah.
No, it's 60 seconds. And my whole thing was, well, then I'm going to cut out everything I had that talked about myself and just go straight for, I want to help you guys get actual fucking people elected. Because
Help farms, suck this Texas dude's cock, and yeah.
Well, did you see Sarwark's speech?
No.
Well, so the reason why it was so sweet me beating him is I'm going to play this right now so that we can really, you can understand why I was that happy. So Sarwark's speech was going up on stage with somebody else to play a song for everybody. Now keep in mind, this is right before he got beat by me.
Sarwark, he was singing? Is that what you're telling me?
No, he played a song though.
Like Say Anything style with the boombox?
Wow.
And then continued right after this to lose to me.
What in the
I'm
hell
Michael
is
Fulbright
happening?
from Indiana. I'd like to make a brief introduction.
Is this guy gonna rap?
Guess who's back? Back again. Sarwark's back. Tell a friend.
Oh, come on, he's not even going to do the difficult
Good morning,
rap part.
libertarians. You created a monster. A man who ran conventions on time 3 times when they were the biggest conventions we ever had. A man who brought the party to new heights.
I got more claps in him
And
too.
he
I
was
just
honored
realized
to serve
that.
I got to admit that the
when I
one
look
thing
around
that
this room,
Sarwark
it's
was
like
good at was
14 national
running the
conventions.
convention more
This room is
efficiently.
empty
That was the
with
only
Wouldn't
thing I
take
think he was
that
good
from
at.
him.
National
He was
conventions,
good at
including
that.
Portland in 2006. And it feels so empty without me.
Oh,
So I would
come on.
ask you, if you want experience, if you want diligence, competence, and timeliness, to put me back on your LNC to provide the institutional knowledge of what it was like when we beat Donald Trump the first time.
He has to throw in the Trump line.
He then
The-
continued to
The
get
Eminem shit was just
132
lame too.
When
He
did
didn't-
he beat Donald Trump? He won. Donald
didn't.
Trump won. 2
I did.
elections.
I beat Trump in the libertarian presidential.
Is that what he
race
was saying though?
in 2024?
Oh,
He meant me. He meant me. I beat Trump. Yeah, that's what he meant. I did. I did. I got more votes than
honest,
Trump in
I think
2024
Sarwark
at the LP.
thought that he was going to be just a walk-on. That all of the people that he had been doing all this gaming planning with and all this stuff with were going to vote for him and he was going to walk on. What he didn't anticipate was that even though he played all these politics games with all these people, they still fucking hate him because he's Nick Sarwark. And so none of them voted for him. And he got 130, and I beat him with 152. So right after he gave that speech, literally 2 minutes after he did that on stage. So I couldn't have been more pleased to watch him pacing back and forth mad, getting angry on the mic at Austin because he was standing there with his ukulele.
So is your loser Sarwark or the LP or the fat chicken lady or the theft lady?
Say anything. It's Peter Gabriel.
My primary loser pick is LP National. My secondary loser pick is Nicholas Sarwark.
Okay. So you might throw them both on the poll. I mean, either way.
Yeah, I think I might make Sarwark the honorary.
Okay.
I feel like that's fitting for him.
He's a lifetime loser. He's always on there.
Yes. We got Toad, great pick, my pick, and let's go with Broseph.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's me this week. Cause I got scammed.
Oh.
Wait, what? Is that why you're in India?
Yes. Yes, I have been stuck here for since Sunday morning when I woke up and saw a bunch of fortunately auto rejected charges because my credit card's already almost maxed out because I am poor and in dire straits at the moment. But the what do you call it? Yeah, I had a bunch of, those like Google Pay notification charges for like, decline charge $500 Chipotle. What? Okay. And then
that wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. Between like 3
with your digestive issues.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't flush it out with $500 at Chipotle.
Yeah, though that's that Indian colon cleanse we were talking about the other week. That's a Mexican version, but and then also I had like dozens of of those text, like the verification text messages from various websites, various apps.
So somebody got your tokens.
I don't know.
But usually, if it's your credit card, they're usually like once like a suspicious charge comes up at all. Usually, like doesn't your credit card
doesn't sound like they.
Don't they usually notify you like, hey, we think this is fraud, like, and then you have to confirm it? No, mine does that.
What most likely happened here, from the way that Bros is explaining it, they didn't take his credit card. They
got his Google Pay.
They got his Google tokens. Your tokens are when you log into something, right?
Tokens.
Google generates a token. Are they black? And that becomes your login token. If you have a password manager or you have anything like that on Google, and you get your Google account hacked, all of those tokens.
Now I'm justified in not having one of those. I try to remember every password I use.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm old school.
It fails a lot. A lot of times I'm like, I don't remember.
So
which one I use.
Don't use like fingerprint stuff or remember your.
Well, you can, but the problem with it is that it's not a foolproof thing, and if somebody gets into the Google account, they're going to get everything that's connected to it.
Okay,
that's bad. They're gonna get all the
third-party app.
Proton is what I suggest. Dashlane, yeah. I use Dashlane.
We've used.
What are those?
So it's a separate. You have to have a password for this thing, right? It's like an app that can store all your encrypted, your passwords on that.
Keeper is the one that I use at my job.
But it's not Google's system, which I think it's easier to get into.
Well, Google's. Because with Proton and with basically any good manager is going to take those tokens and lock them up in a way that Google just doesn't do. Google, if you get the login credentials,
more like Joogle,
the keys go with it. And so that's how all these guys get hacked on YouTube too. It's the same thing.
So what did they get from you?
I don't think they actually got anything.
Okay.
I think all they got was, I guess, access to these tokens, which I didn't know I had any tokens, black or otherwise. But
you mean having little
like I just have a bunch of like I just have a bunch of slaves online somewhere with my password.
I don't watch milking is like
No, but
Milking is jerking a cock. That's not what I watched. Lactation.
yeah.
videos, man.
Oh, I thought it was the AI.
And I don't keep, dude. I'm not like a fucking pervert. Like I watch it and then I watch it on.
Actually, you are. That's not.
No, I watch it. No, I go.
Actually, scratch that last statement.
No, I go to like what is it like milk? I haven't been there in a while. Milk porn tube or whatever. Watch it on there. I never have it on my actual computer or whatever. Yeah. What?
I just
not
go
a
to the
pervert,
website
but,
that I have bookmarked on my desktop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just found out about that right now, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The website's called iamnotapervert.com/code.
slash juicy
No, I-
location.
I don't even have an
Slash,
account.
I
there.
really am.
I don't have an account there. I'm not Spider Cash.
I am not Patel Warrior 3069.
That actually, like if you create a website or create a account on any of those websites, you should just make it something like that. I'm Spider Cash. 1600.
Oh, my favorite thing was I live in a small town, and at some point somebody in my small town at a bar one night was like, "Hey, you ever heard of this site called FetLife?" And I'm going, "No, what's that?" And they
haven't heard of that. Lars Mapstead created that. I'm pretty sure.
It's the first time I opened this website and realized, because the guy said, "Look, you can click by location," and he clicks on the name of my town. And I watched as at least 12 people that I knew popped up on this thing. I'm like, no, God, no, you can't show this to me, because now every time there's only 2,000 people in this town. I'm going to see this person again soon.
This
And
is what we
all
call,
of them are dudes.
yeah. And this is what we call forbidden knowledge.
Well, this is what's funny.
It was all dudes. You saw all their dicks.
Four of these people were women.
We're gay.
One of these people, turns out, one of these people was somebody who is involved with church activity outside the town here, and is like a very much Christian figure inside the town. And there's some very interesting posts to make on their private accounts. Yeah, small town shit like that is my favorite thing ever. But those websites ruined small towns for that, because there's only 2,000 people in the town. That's not many little usernames to scroll through.
I like that too. It's more like unexpected. Like, oh, this is just this nice church lady, and oh shit, she's showing her butthole online. It's like way hotter.
I have seen those videos. We have black people in Alaska. The fun fact about that is, and Eldon can attest this as well because he lives here. I lived for a short time in a place called Mountain View. And Mountain View is quite literally where those videos are produced. That is where all the black people in Alaska be at. So
it's the Alaska Zoo.
What a white town! What a white name for a black town, though.
Yeah,
Mountain View
obviously they didn't name it.
Mountain View is where the majority of the black and Samoan population in Alaska is. And when I tell you that they're there, the apartment that my grandmother lived in had been shot 3 separate times. Like the building itself had been shot up 3 separate times.
Wow.
There's probably a dozen or more shootings in the time that I lived there, including shortly after we left, an apartment complex had a 6'5", half Samoan, half black guy break into an apartment complex, kill 2 senior citizens, and then have his way with their 9-year-old granddaughter. So that's the kind of place.
I thought you were going to say that he was a necrophiliac and had his way with their bodies. That got even worse. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's as bad as it gets. That was in the apartment complex that my grandmother was living in at the time.
And
I would not live anywhere near there. Yeah.
And you're saying The Rock did this?
And also, black people in Alaska must be pretty easy to arrest though, because they can't hide. Unless it's winter, I guess.
They kind of stick out like a sore thumb, I suppose.
Yeah. Unless it's perpetual darkness of winter.
Yeah, when it's dark, you can't see them.
That's where they thrive, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's so cold, how does the hula skirt cover?
Yeah. you know how we have snowbirds here.
No.
You don't know that concept.
I'm kidding. Jeez.
Yeah, in New England, you know, you have it's a lot of old people.
Yes.
They go down to Florida. They live in Florida for the winter, and they come back up here during the
And
summer
turn into
and whatever.
birds.
No,
You know, a
but
snowbird.
there should be a snowbird concept for black people, but they just constantly want to be able to hide in
Snow
darkness.
monkeys?
So
You know, snowbird.
no, so they're whatever you know, whichever pole it's winter at, that's where they're at all the time. You know what I mean?
This is one of those weird, stupid fun facts, but snowbird in Alaska has two meanings. It either means somebody who leaves the state half the season, which is what you expect it to mean,
Right. Yeah,
or it's a reference to an older female coke user. This is snow bunny and snowbirds in the 80s and 90s were the two terms that would be applied to women.
So
who
Snow
did
Bunny
cocaine
is
in
like a
Alaska.
younger
It's-
coke
Snow
addicted
bunny is a
woman.
young girl who likes cocaine. A snowbird is a older girl who likes cocaine.
But
You
and
mean
that
a-
also means they're
just
black.
An old coke whore.
Yes. All right. Let's go for Tyler.
It's also a song by Anne Murray, but we'll get okay. First, I think we should acknowledge Eldon's here. No one said hi yet.
What's up, Eldon?
Hola.
Hey,
I'm here. I've
Eldon's here.
arrived.
He was on a
Yeah.
boat earlier today.
Well,
Oh fuck.
he's a fob, I guess. Technically. Yeah, okay, so my pick is an easy one. You can share this screen here. We'll start with this. Ted Cruz posts up, he's trying to dunk on California, which is very easy to do, but you got to be careful on how you do it. So he's like, just filled up my tank in Texas. Gas is $3.99 a gallon. Of course, it's Chevron, which is the most expensive gas you're ever going to get.
Yeah, but also it should be less than that. Like he's,
Right.
Oh, in Texas our gas is cheaper than it is in California. Yeah, fuck you. It's more expensive across the board everywhere.
Right. So if you just let me get to my story, let me finish that.
I'm angry.
But he had also put back, this is the most expensive Thanksgiving meal to date. Americans will also pay at the pump $3.68, which was, this and this. So that's interesting there. However, people were posting up that it was just a little over $2 something in Texas before the Iran war. So, you're not really catching the story here. Yeah, if you want to compare to Texas to California, that's a no-brainer, especially with gas. That's not a problem. But
Right.
yes, Ted Cruz is a complete moron. So Toad, now if you want to dig into my story and
No,
say more.
that This You account is actually pretty good though, because that account uncovers the hypocrisy of people by finding their past tweets that contradict what they're saying now.
It's one of my favorite Twitter followers.
Yeah,
And this
followed
is so
it, yeah.
typical of like the boomer slop stuff you get in the Fox News, which is I don't know if you guys saw Glenn Greenwald on the Surrounded thing. I was watching a little bit of that.
I'm gonna watch that tonight. I have it saved right now.
Was that that gay porn video he was in?
Jubilee. No, that's a different one.
Oh,
I might be on Jubilee soon. I
Yes.
got back from
Nice.
them, and I am submitting.
Is that
so.
some sort of like Hebrew talk show?
Yes.
It might as well be.
Leighton would be our first host to be on Jubilee, by the way.
Yeah. But if you watch that,
If you got that
Fucking Adam.
reference.
Just throwing Adam right under the bus head first.
That's such an archaic reference at this point. We haven't even brought him up in like 5 shows.
Yeah. Even though I was on another show with him like last week, he
Rat
refuses
bastard.
to do this show.
I'm getting to that point too. But Glenn Greenwald he brought out how one of his claims was that the Trump administration, the family, is corrupt, and so people are like, "Yeah, but the Biden," and he's like, "I'm not saying they weren't corrupt. I'm just saying Trump." And he was pointing out all these things, and they can't comprehend it. It's like it's so black and white in their opinion, which is, well, if you have an R, you're holier than thou, and if you don't, then you're just the devil. And it's like these people are all just horrible people.
I hate these people.
And Ted
They're
Cruz is
not
just the
figuring it
epitome
out.
of this.
Yeah. Fuck.
More like Ted Jews.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I tweeted that actually pretty recently.
Mel, the Village Crazy Lady, did a breakdown on Ted Cruz's campaign money, where he went to Vegas for a weekend and spent like 20-30 grand or something ridiculous. And it was all basically just food. It was out of control.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Ted
nuts.
Cruz, he's a fucking fat ass. Yeah. Mel, Village Crazy Lady, really good follow as well.
Yeah, she's been on my show, so
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I have not heard that. Might have to be one
Yeah.
to go back and listen to.
All right, so far we have the LP National, Nick Sarwark, Broseph nominated himself, Anita Grayson, Ted Cruz, and now
Eldon.
Eldon.
Yep. Mine is going to be ex-CEO of Google. I'll post it in the chat, a video of him. Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt, I missed half of last week's episode because I went to a graduation, but he went to the graduation of University of Arizona trying to talk to people. And yeah, it was just, he got booed on stage. It was pretty funny.
Oh, wait, I did see this.
Yep.
I have not seen this.
It took me a sec. I don't remember.
Last December, Time magazine selected its Person of the Year for 2025. And this time, it was the architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting. So today we stand on this edge of another technological transformation, one that will be larger, faster, and more consequential than what came before. It will touch every profession, every classroom, every hospital, every laboratory, every person, and every relationship you have. I know what many of you are feeling about that. I can hear you. There is a fear.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
There is a fear in your generation that the future has already been written, that the machines are coming, that the jobs are evaporating,
Yeah,
that the
is
climate
happening.
is breaking, that politics is fractured, and that you are inheriting a mess that you did not create.
Yes.
Yes.
And I understand that fear. It's
You old
rational.
fucking cunt.
He's
and it's
part of it.
amplified every day by social media platforms with algorithms that have learned with great precision that fear earns clicks
Company
and that
you manage.
anxiety drives engagement.
Yes.
But I want to say something to you this evening as
You did that
clearly as I
research?
can. To speak of the future as though it has already been decided is to surrender the one thing that actually matters. You are surrendering your agency. The future does not simply arrive. It gets built in laboratories, in dormitories, in startups, in classrooms, in legislators. And the people building it will be you and people like you.
Did he just say that people are going to be surrendering their agency? And
Yeah, that's basically what he
That's
said.
exactly
and
what
that
he
that's
said.
a good thing.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you guys are scared for surrendering your shit, but don't worry, you're going to surrender your
Fuck
shit.
this guy. You're gonna own nothing.
Yeah, it's
and-
literally
and
that.
nothing, Yeah.
Yes.
What the fuck?
We're gonna put robots in concentration camps. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm all for
They're gonna be
Yeah.
doing all of the work. We're gonna enslave them, and we're gonna convince them that
Those goddamn
they're the
clankers.
Jews that are being persecuted.
We've seen enough movies, man. Terminator, fucking Ex
Schindler's
Machina.
List.
Yeah, Schindler's
iRobot.
List. Yeah. Yes, yeah. iRobot, robots. Yeah.
Robot.
Transformers.
Iron Giant.
Yeah, the Iron Giant.
Yeah, the Iron
Man.
Iron Man.
Robot and
Punisher.
Frank.
computer wore tennis shoes.
Ooh.
No, that
Saw the one where they're in space and it has to do with technology.
Everyone's
Wait.
seen that one.
Wait, no. Hold on.
That's
Hellraiser.
Jason. Jason
Hellraiser.
X.
Hellraiser. I was thinking about Hellraiser.
There's a
It's
Jason
not-
one. Jason in space. Jason X.
Yeah. But Hellraiser, it's like something with the spaceship is based off of. I don't know. I forget. It was so convoluted. They did so much coke in the 80s. They just made any movie out of anything.
Idiocracy. They
Yeah.
don't move. They don't
Yeah.
move in. They just all
I thought it was
became
Planet
retarded.
of the Apes.
Yeah.
Shit, I mixed my movies up. I'm pretty sure I saw Mark Wahlberg.
is that
in
a Spike Lee joint?
Pretty sure it's every Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that gives us our full slate. A little over an hour. I know we started late, so I don't want to keep you guys here too much longer than we normally would be. So
I got a test in the morning.
okay.
Blood test, but still
I hope you pass.
studied for it.
Is it an AIDS blood test?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Do they usually throw that in just as part of the test? Like, let's just make sure. They might.
Dude,
I
I had to get an AIDS test for because they're like, all right, we just have to make sure that you're.
When you say
all
that,
your
you're talking
symptoms-
about your wife's parents or what?
no, like the Crohn's disease and stuff.
Oh,
They're like,
gotcha.
all right, before we get you on this other meds, we need to make sure you don't have AIDS. I was like, all right, cool. I'm pretty sure I don't, but thanks.
when I had the stroke, they were constantly doing blood tests on me, and it got so irritating. I just threw the phlebotomist out of my room. Like, I'm like, you don't need this much blood from me. Like, my arms are totally tapped out. She's like, I'm gonna stick it in the back of your hand. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here, you Indian bitch.
Dude, I'm so vascular. Wow. The
No,
phlebotomist
yeah, my arms are bad. Like, it's really hard to stick them, whatever. But I remember like. I remember looking at like some of the
from the camera, dude.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, nice arms. I'm gay now. I remember looking at some of the like test results, and like HIV was like on there as part of the test. It was like HIV negative. I'm like, fuck yeah. I passed. I don't care about the stroke.
It said positive. I did it. Yes.
Yeah. I know I had a stroke. I know I'm fat, but I'm not a faggot, so I passed.
I'm not a fat fag. Yes. I'm gonna call my mom and tell her.
No, she was there.
They just want to click the tally that a white person got the AIDS test for statistical padding.
My mom kept coming to the hospital because it was a very, very traumatic event, very big event. Having a stroke when I was 26. My mom came, I think, every day to visit.
That's like you and your stroke.
God damn it!
I thought she was there to just make sure you didn't have AIDS. She was
I was gonna say my mom never comes when I stroke, but
that was the only thing.
First stroke I had, I was 13.
First one I had.
Mom also came.
The first one I had, my leg ruptured blood. If you haven't heard that story.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
You had a stigmata out of your leg when you came.
Yeah, I had my first period. It was like when I was 12. Yeah,
it's insane.
That's God telling you something.
Yeah.
I had to go to the hospital. It's like pretty embarrassing. Like it would not stop. Capillaries.
That's what was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was just flowing right out of my thigh. I had to get it cauterized. It was one of the most insane things ever.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, oh man.
Then became a woman.
That was still better than when I was in the hospital during the stroke thing because I was on the old people floor. So they fucked up, like they mixed up some of the meds and they gave me this like huge dose of laxative and then I shit myself. That was an awesome. I'm the loser this week, baby.
Toad bleeding out of his leg, shitting himself, holding his cock, all in the same motion.
Yeah.
That's great.
That was the only time that ever happened. It was
life of a young toad.
Dude, I'm like, how can an old person take that much laxative? I'm like, holy shit.
I don't know. Yeah, literally. Holy shit.
Dude, I was kind of out of it. I'm like, all right, here are the drugs I usually take. Dude, like they're coming in and out. Like here are the blood pressure meds, the seizure meds, whatever. I'm like, all right, I got to take all these. I'm like, oh, that felt like it was a different set of pills this time. And then my asshole was like, yeah.
It was.
You're telling me, buddy.
It definitely was. Yeah, but then the nurse, I got to get a sponge bath. But the nurse was basically like, like I don't know, you do it.
And now we finally figure out why his mom visited it every day. Okay.
All right. I'm ending it there, everybody. Have a great night. Deuce.